Alrighty, so trying out my Ryzen 5 3600. All my parts are overclocked. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to look over it. My RAM 3000 speed is overclocked to 3466. My CPU is overclocked to 4.2, and my graphics card is overclocked. I can't remember, so let's just pull it up. 150. So we are using the RTX 2060. I'm rocking all epic settings for first, just to see if Fortnite has fixed the FPS drop on this system as well. My Intel build has gotten a lot better, so I'm just curious to see if the Ryzen has as well. So far it looks like it has. Staying over 100 frames on all epic. It's nice. Highs of about 147, I think was the highest I've seen. Then CPU usage is high, which is good, and then my GPU usage is high, which is good, normal on playing on epic settings. So I think we can say that it is looking alright. So we do have a 244 Hz lock. There we go. Almost 200 FPS just with shadows off. Normally this system with no overclocking would only be getting about, I want to say 100 FPS. Might as well pop this, I don't think I'm going to find anything else. Oh. Oh. Aha. And let's try all low. Crank that. So we do have a 200 FPS lock. Let's give it a second to load. Oh, it was already done. That was quick. Then we'll rock this. And then I have a theory that I want to test because it worked on my Intel to get more solid 240 FPS, because it seems like your CPU usage doesn't go up as nearly as high as it used to, just by looking at as high as it used to. Like, my CPU usage should be hitting a lot higher than the current 44%. It should be closer to like 70, 60, 80 range, and considering it's not, makes me feel like Fortnite did something to mess it up. So we are staying at 240 Hz for the most part, which is sweet. But the low usage still kind of bothers me. Even with my CPU overclocked, I have a liquid cooler. It usually stays no higher than 70 after playing for a very long time, so cooling isn't a problem whatsoever. And I even have the cheap up here RGB fans, which I'm actually really liking. I got the 6-pack with the controller, and the effects look really, really cool, and I'm really liking it for the price. Yeah, so it's saying 240 Hz for the most part. A little bit of a drop down. So right now our usage for the GPU is 55%. I am going to try just one thing real quick. Going to increase view distance for a little bit. That should pull up the CPU usage a little. Still having drops though. There's that FPS drop. For just running down the street, we're losing at least 30 frames. So the lowest I saw there was 213 just by turning up the view distance. So why don't we try Epic Textures to try to pull up the GPU usage and just see if this gets any more stable. Because I'm feeling like if you split the load evenly between your CPU and GPU, you might actually be able to get more stable FPS that's not going to be moving out of control. Like pistol. 61, so we went up a little bit. 70, that's what I was looking for. And then CPU sitting at 40, 240 hertz. So yeah, it seems like it's a little bit more stable by trying to split the load between the CPU and GPU. So if you are going to be using Epic View Distance, you might as well turn up Epic Textures and let them both work rather than just one overworking. So yeah, we haven't had that 213 drop down, 219 there. Not quite as bad. Next option I kind of want to try is turning up post-processing. So let's try post-processing up. I'm mostly just trying to see what holds 240 hertz and what actually makes the GPU and CPU work while still getting it. Oh, didn't even notice that. So we're still getting frame drops, you could tell from that fight. So I'm gonna go back, turn off post-processing, because that didn't help at all. So 235-ish. Try turning down view distance. That went back up to 240. 65% for the GPU. I'm pretty sure that guy thinks I'm over there still and is trying to kill me. And then let's see if the GPU drops any. 61, 62. And then CPU is still sitting only at 36% for the main CPU. And then the threads are actually working. Here, buddy. Why can't I build a wall? Oh crap, his gun's not reloaded.